I do buy bulk of rice anyways because we eat rice all the time. But there is a, I believe, 25 bag of rice that I hadn't packaged up yet. So since I'll get about 50 pounds of rice, I'll just have one that we'll use for, for the days that we're eating rice. So I'll have it out, I'll have it readily available. And then the other bag I normally store in these Mylar bags right here. You just open it like this and pour all of the contents in here. I put a couple of the oxygen bags. This right here, it's a sealer. So I'll seal the bag in about 2 seconds. It's really that simple. And then I'll store the rice. So that's what I'm gonna do.
Brother, you are. What's that? What's that, brother?
Yeah, so it was wet rice on the bottom, and it's all clumpy. It's like yellowish color. So this bag is destroyed. We are definitely not going to save that. So gonna have to go to the store and get another pound of 20, another 20-pound bag of rice. Actually, I'm probably gonna get two 20-pound bags of rice. I'm gonna check and see which will be cheaper to get it from Sam's Club, HEB. I do believe they sell 20 bags of rice, a 20-pound bag rice, and then or the commissary. So I don't know if they sell a 20-pound bag of rice, but we'll see. Okay, so in preparation for the food, we cleared out the deep freezer. We had to let it defrost, so that took a couple of days. Unfortunately, I did not know that there was not a plug underneath inside of it. So when the ice started melting, it melted all over the floor in the pantry, and anything that was on the floor in the pantry was ruined, i.e. rice. I had 2 bags of rice, one that was open, one that was not open, and those were completely destroyed. They the bags soaked up the water, and it was laying, the rice was laying in it, and it was a horrible smell. It rotted the rice, so I had to throw that out. So I had to buy a new bag of rice, and those were 20 bags, a 20-pound bag of rice. We then had to mop the floors in the pantry. We moved the deep freezer from out of the pantry and put it into the garage, which we still had to clean, because when everything melted out of that, it was nasty. It stunk. So we washed that out, cleaned it, and then we plugged it back into the electricity in the garage. So it's no longer in the pantry anymore. And we allowed for that to get cold again. And then after it got cold, then I went to Sam's and I just bought food. I bought 1 month's worth of meat. So that's drumsticks, wings, chicken thighs, like that. That roughly was $230 for just meat for 1 month. So at this point in time, we're about at 2 months worth of meat, which is good, that I used from the final paycheck that I got, my final like regular paycheck. And then I'm gonna get paid again for separation pay, and I will use the separation pay to get about another month's worth of meat that will get us to the 3-month mark that I wanted to get to, just to give us a buffer, just in case we're not struggling for food, and school's about to start as well. So also gonna have to shop for that. So yeah, mission accomplished. I at least was able to do that. I'm happy that, what I did notice though at Sam's, I just bought meat. Like I didn't buy anything else. So there was no taxes on the meat. Like there was no taxes. It was exactly what it was that I got is exactly how much I paid for it. So that's a good thing. And I do live in Texas, so I don't know if that's all over the states. But here, if you, I guess, just buy meat or food items, I don't know, maybe. I didn't try it with vegetables. Like I said, I only bought meat, and there was no taxes on it. So exactly how much the meat cost was exactly what I paid for it. That's one thing. So that's good to know, because when I'm going to intentionally buy just meat so that I can buy it bulk, I'm not going to buy anything else. No other sides, no pastas, no anything else. And then I'm going to try it again with vegetables to see if that is the same case. I'm not sure. But if it is, then I will probably do a meat and a vegetable buy with nothing else, no other items. And that may possibly help as well, because taxes add on a good $20-$30 depending on how many items you have and things like that. So that was a good note. After I bought everything, I did package it up so that it fits into the freezer, nice and neat, the deep freezer, nice and neat. So I will just do the same thing with when I go shopping again for another month's worth of meat. As far as the meal plans go, I'm like, okay, we're gonna do something very simple, because then, the food can last. So I know I have like Tuesdays, we're doing Taco Tuesday every week. So I bought enough ground turkey for that. And then I have a little extra for like spaghetti day, or something else that I use as a meal for ground turkey. So I do have a buffer for that outside of just the Taco Tuesdays. And then since I got meats, my go-to plan is just to do the chickens, and then just use it in a different way. Sometimes baked, some I may put in the air fryer. We've done those a couple times. Those come out good. And also using my Instapot. I have an Instapot, can use something, can cook it in there. And then just trying different things, but then also different flavors, like different seasonings that I can use. That's real quick and simple. Some slow cooker days. I have a slow cooker book that I can use for that. And just trying to keep it simple. And then always doing some type of carbs. So we do rice in this house. We like rice. We like cornbread, or vegetables, some type of side that'll go with the chicken, so it's not just the chicken by itself. So everything did go well as far as my paycheck goes. I got like just my normal paycheck that I would have gotten had I still been working. And I paid whatever bills were due within those 2 weeks, within the last 2 weeks. And then I paid whatever was due within the last 2 weeks. And if I had any extra money left over, I did use it towards paying something off that will help. So my plan, as far like financial wise, my plan is, because I did do my budget and I'm trying to get everything under a certain amount. And so when I get my separation pay, I plan on paying off bills that can cause issues in the future. So anything that I can just pay in full, then I'm going to do that, so I don't have to worry about it come the end of the year, just trying to give myself a little buffer. So an example of that is, I paid off my insurance, which ended up being a ridiculous like $2,600 for the 6 months. So I paid that off, because then the monthly bill would have been like $450, almost $500 a month, and that's just not going to be doable, because I don't know what's going to happen in the future. So trying to be proactive with it. Does it hurt? Did it hurt? Absolutely it did, because that's a lot of money just to give. However, we have to have insurance if we're driving around, so that was something that I felt was important to pay off, so that if I am struggling in the next few months, which only God would know, I don't know, the insurance is not going to get cut off, and then driving without insurance, which is against the law and which will cause more issues. So at least as far as that goes, I'm happy that I don't have to worry about that bill at least until January of 2027. So just thinking of other areas that I could lessen the bill. So like another one that we have is ADT. We are paying on the equipment. So we pay like $130 something a month, but I did see we have about $750 left of that, of the equipment that we need to pay. If we pay the $750, then that bill goes down to $68, which is a lot more doable than $132. So really just trying to see where bills can be cut, so that if later on in the months it starts getting really, really tough, the bills are not going to, squeeze us so tight, because we're paying so much at a time. So those are, just like a couple of things that I'm doing. And maybe if y'all are also going through the same thing, or even if you still have your job, and you're just trying to get some wiggle room for your income, then look at ways that you can get your monthly bills down, even if that means that you have to pay up front for something right now, which does hurt. Trust me, like I understand it. However, I'm super happy that we don't have to worry about those bills later on in the year when things could get a lot more harder.
Please support us by liking, subscribing, and hitting the notification button.